All right, it is Friday. Can you believe it? First week in May already here, and we got a lot going on. It's the best betting show ever here on the WagerTalk TV program slate. And the good news is the Prez won't be here today. And I know my good friend Art DiCesare, well, he's here, and we're both excited. Although you're going to hear from Prez coming up a little bit later. But we do have huge slate here, not to mention baseball, of course. We've got some do or die spots in the NBA here, the NHL, and I believe the kickoff to the WNBA. So we got a lot going on here, Art. Let's talk, though, first and foremost about how you guys did last night in the book here, because there were some, I don't know why anybody bets on James Harden anymore. I really don't. Unreal.
It's incredible. I'll say this, Joe. We would have had like a small winning night, but like pretty much, I want to say, I don't know, an hour or two before the Thunder tip off, one of our big house players came in and laid a big 5-figure bet on the Thunder minus 15.5. So,
Yep.
obviously that went out there and covered. We had talked about that yesterday. It's kind of the only way you could bet that game. And with him winning that bet, we ended up having a small losing day instead. So, he came out there and he pretty much torched us with that 15.5. Yep.
Well, I mean, let's face it, that wasn't that wasn't a rocking chair win either.
No.
That was a sweat job, but you can thank the refs for their usual OKC favoritism there at the end of that game. I'm going to imagine Carolina was probably anchoring a lot of money line parlays as well yesterday, Art, no?
Yeah, absolutely. We had mentioned that where, the only real thought in that game, we had talked about the total being 5.5, juiced pretty heavily to the under at minus 140, but Carolina being in that minus 155 to minus 165 range, they were going to be in a lot of the money line parlay. So obviously Carolina taking care of business and going up 3-0, not going to be good.
Yep, saw that. Yeah, sorry, Flyer fans. But there's always the Sixers, which play tonight, I guess, right? Flyer season about to end. If Philadelphia and the Sixers don't figure it out here tonight, Art, that season is going to end as well. But these are the two most intriguing series, I think. What we got last night is I give up with the Cavs. They don't look like a very good team right now, but we've heard some injury reports. Anunoby likely out. They have not ruled Embiid in. I would imagine if he can go, he's going to go. But quite honestly, Philadelphia at home, slight favorite. What are we seeing in the NBA here tonight with our sharp bettors?
Yeah, I think you look at that Sixers game and, it's always funny when you see Sixers minus 1.5 for the game. And then it's basically the same thing for the first half of the first quarter. I mean, you basically have Sixers minus 1.5, minus 2 in the first half. First quarter's minus 1, which doesn't really correlate to a 1.5. But this is always the old adage: when you come home down 0-2, you're going to play your best. You probably come out hot first quarter, first half, all that type of stuff. Obviously, the injury concern is there, and it's usually. Now, obviously, OG Anunoby's a really good player, and that would affect the line, but not like it would in Embiid, like when we saw him get ruled out for game 2, and that thing go from 7.5, 8 to 10, 10.5. So, we'll obviously all have to keep an eye on Embiid. We know how they go with this NBA stuff. Probably be closer to game time before this happens. So, really nothing much to report in that game. It's pretty good two-way action. The Spurs, we opened 3.5. It's now 5. So obviously we've seen money come in on the Spurs. Not really sharp. Really the public's pushing that number up.
It's interesting, Art, because, I mean, you're talking about a Sixers team that was a 7-point dog at the Garden, and that was a healthy New York team. Now we've got Anunoby out. Now I'm even seeing 1.5, even 2s maybe, popping up here, even if Embiid is in or not in. Man, that is a huge swing for home court. And, because I think even if Embiid doesn't go, they showed enough last game that now the Knicks are going to be a little shorthanded. Man, is that a big swing from New York to Philadelphia? They're, 7, 8 points here? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's huge. And you're right. I mean, obviously we had talked that game one spot was tough playing Saturday night,
Right.
turning around, playing that Monday game. But the Sixers look better in game two without Embiid. So you got to factor that in. And then obviously you got to factor in back against the wall. I
Yep.
think, this probably is a 5-game series. And if the Sixers get one, it's probably tonight.
Yep. And you mentioned still nothing. Who knows? I mean, Ant's coming off the bench. So with San Antonio, you don't know. The total, obviously, not a whole lot there, but I would imagine if there's a total to move, it's likely going to be the San Antonio Minnesota game. I think once we get some clarification on exactly who's in and who's out there, but there's always a chance you worry that series tied 1-1. Maybe Ant takes a game off. You never know, but DeSono, it looks like, is also still questionable. So injuries are still a concern with Minnesota here.
Yeah, they certainly are. And, for us, so that total, we were like 216. We got up to as high as 217. I think right before I came back to hop on with you, we were 216 and a half. So there really hasn't been a ton of movement. Same thing with the Knick game. There really hasn't been much movement. I think we opened 213 and a half and haven't moved off that total. So totals, which in these playoff games, you've seen move, 2 points here or there, haven't really done that on either of these games.
Kind of crazy here. All right, 2 NBA games. Let's keep it in the hardwood, though. You got WNBA kicking off tonight, and I love the way the WNBA scheduled it, where you come out swinging with your best team, right? The oh, no. Wait a minute. No, they're not playing tonight.
Nope.
What kind of soft open do we have for the WNBA here tonight, Art?
Yeah, I believe it's 3 games today, 4 or 5 tomorrow. And I always try to let people know this. The WNBA is a sharp bettors market. I'm not saying there aren't general public players who come in and make a bet here or there, but all this action is always dictated by sharp action. If I'm giving you WNBA stuff, rarely, and I mean rarely, is it going to be the public push the number one way or the other. The Sun was as high as 13. We saw sharp bettors here take 12. That's now 10. And then the under this morning on the Toronto Tempo game, 161, now down to 159 and a half.
The irony. The Toronto Tempo team to the under. Unreal. Yes, and people are like, what the hell are the Toronto Tempo? New team. We got a lot of new money there in the WNBA, so we got expansion all across the board. All right, talk to me here. NHL playoffs tonight. 2 good series here. I mean, Buffalo handled business against Montreal in game 1. You've got Vegas now on the road against Anaheim. Anaheim evened that series up. It feels like, though, that Montreal game took them a little while to get their legs under them against Buffalo. Just kind of beat them out to the front in that game, and that was the end. It was 4-1 before they knew what to do. Feels like maybe Montreal has their legs under them again here. I feel like this is going to be a pretty close game tonight, no?
Yeah, I don't disagree. And you look at both these games, we actually really have just taken public money on both, and both on the home favorites. Not that the Ducks are really favored. It's kind of a pick 'em, but money's coming on the Ducks, money's coming on the Sabres. I'm with you. I haven't personally played it, Joe, but I think if I were to look at anything tonight, it would probably be the Montreal side. I like getting the plus money. I think this is going to be a long series, a 6 or 7 game series. And I think Montreal will play way better than they did in game 1. So, we'll be rooting for Montreal, like I said, because of the Sabre money that's coming early. You've seen the Duck Knights price move up on the total. We were 6 flat this morning. We're now 6 over a quarter. And some places are even starting to go to 6.5. So money is, if you like the over, you probably need to bet it now in that game.
It's interesting because I'm seeing some places Vegas is the favorite, some places Anaheim is the favorite. So it's going to be like that all day, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. And now listen, of course, with the Knights being the home team, I always say this, we're going to get night money. The initial money is on the Ducks, and I think the Ducks proved in the first 2 games, obviously winning one in Vegas, that I think a lot of people maybe thought this would be a short series. Doesn't feel like it's going to be a short series. I think the Ducks are here to play.
A lot of people do. And, of course, Art, big slate, Major League Baseball here tonight. Some big series getting ready to start. And actually, I mean, a lot of getaway games yesterday for teams here. Yankees and Milwaukee are interesting. I think the Cubs, who have won, 10 straight now, taking on Texas. What do we got here from our sharp bettors there with Major League Baseball?
Yeah, and probably the best series, Atlanta and the Dodgers. That's a really great series. So, sharp stuff was really good. I think it was 3-0 yesterday in baseball, the sharp stuff that I gave out. So, another 3 games today. They took the Reds. We had talked about where people are probably going to start to heavily fade the Astros if they haven't already done that. So, sharp money came in on the Reds. This was an interesting one. I thought sharp money came in on the Angels, which was surprising to me, in Toronto against Dylan Cease, but we did have a sharp better take a shot, at plus 145 on the Angels. Even I think it might even been closer to 150 on his bet. So that was an interesting one. And then Red Sox took under 8.5 at even money. We're now under 8.5 minus 115.
Interesting. Yeah, that keeps going down too as well. Detmer's on the mound for the Angels, and he's actually been really, really good here. But, man, it's tough to trust an Angels team that can't score any runs. It's no matter how good the pitching is in that one there. Anything else happening over the weekend, Art? We got any UFC or anything? We got, a couple of weeks away from another major too on PGA Tour. So what's new over there?
Yeah, UFC 328. Our UFC bettor who only bets UFC with us. I've never seen the guy bet any other market. He actually took 2 underdogs, which I was surprised with. Normally not his style. Usually takes a favorite and a dog, but he took 2 dogs. He took Joshua Van at plus 150, and he took Waldo Cortez Acosta at plus 155.
You said Waldo, right? Was it Waldo?
Waldo.
Can't go wrong. Forget everything else. Find a Waldo on the card, and you've got yourself a bet there. That's how it works. All right, it's been a hell of a week here, Art. You got a lot going on over at the Westgate. So let's get one of these favorite bets for the parlay of the day here. A little 2-teamer action heading into the weekend. Who do you like on the board? Where are you going to look?
Yeah, and happy to report we actually won our parlay of the day last night. I know people have been chirping us in the comments, but we did get off the schneid and we won. It was actually a pretty easy one as well. I'm going to go to that night's game. I like the over. I like that it's trending there. You can still get 6 over 20, over 25. Try to get it before it hits 6.5. Give me the Knights and Ducks over 6.
Nice. Give me Max Fried and the Yankees. Over Miz. Jones, I believe, got called up after Dominguez jacked himself all up there. But I don't know. There's not a lot of times you're going to get Max Fried at minus 125. I'll take it. Number 2, by the way, in the we showed in the predictive markets for Cy Young candidacy there. So I'll take the Yankees at minus 125. Art DiCesare, always a pleasure, my man. We get to do it again next week. You've got One Woman Guy. I know you've got a autograph signing this weekend, giving out some of the albums and all of that good stuff. So appreciate it. We got another release next week with Brian Power. It's called Dumpster Fire. I mean, it's gonna be hot, man. Just telling you that right now. Art, enjoy the weekend, brother. We'll see you again on Tuesday. Art DiCesare on the best betting show ever. Unbelievable. All right, a lot to get to here. Predict the markets, NBA rundown, NHL rundown, and the Major League Baseball rundown. We'll do an abbreviated version of all of that. But first, we got to hear from the Prez.
Lawrence Presman here. Sorry I couldn't make Friday's show. I do have some NHL bets to give out anyway for you guys. But before we get into that, and I do have 2 NHL bets we're going to discuss, I want to tell you guys that on Friday night, I have my second 5% NHL total of the year. I had an NHL 5% total on Monday. That was my first one. It cashed. We're going again this Friday. And to give you guys perspective, I am on a 10-0 and 17-1 NHL totals run. I am taping this video prior to the Thursday night game, so I will not take that into account. So I'm on a 10-0 and 17-1 NHL totals run. I'm on a 7-0 and 11-1 NHL run. I am the number one NHL expert in profit over the last 2 years at WagerTalk. I am the number one NHL expert in profit these playoffs, 14-3 in the NHL playoffs and last year's playoffs. These plays are incredibly strong. We've all been winning them the last few months together. Please head over to WagerTalk and make sure to get my 5% NHL total. It goes Friday. This is the strongest bet I've had in a while. I'm super stoked about it. It's $35. Head over and grab that play. Now, for a couple of bets, look, Montreal's playing Buffalo tomorrow, and I really like Buffalo again. We had Buffalo as a play for our clients on Wednesday. They cashed, and I'm going to come right back and take Buffalo again. Now, I understand everybody likes the zigzag theory, and I get that. But what you have to take into account here is that Buffalo played terribly in game one against Montreal. Buffalo put up 16 shots in total in game one against Montreal. Buffalo puts up 30 shots on a regular basis. This is one of the highest scoring teams in the league. This is a team that carries the puck. This is a team that puts shots on net. They were out of sync in game one, yet they still got it done. They won 4-2. I think we get Buffalo playing much better in game two, and I think Montreal plays somewhat around the same. I think Buffalo is the play. Take them at minus 130. And on Saturday, we got Colorado and Minnesota playing each other. I like the under in this game. We saw a 9-6 game in the first game. We saw a 5-2 second game, but that 5-2 score was not real. It was 3-1 with 4 minutes to go in the game. They took that game over the total with 4 seconds left to go. I think we got to look to play under the total. Look, scoring on Colorado has not been an easy thing, both in the regular season and the playoffs. And Minnesota's got an outstanding defense. I think we'll see a 4-2 maximum score. It's 6.5. Take the under. That's it for me. I hope you guys are enjoying Friday's show, the best betting show ever. And please, please, please make sure to get my 5% NHL play. Thanks so much, everybody. And, well, let's have a great weekend.
All right, Prez, appreciate it. Make sure you guys head over to his page at wagertalk.com. Grab that 5% bet. I got two 4% top plays in the NBA here tonight. I've got two plays in Major League Baseball that I also love. You can head over to my page at wagertalk.com. Pick them up, but just grab the 3 days, the 3-day all access heading into the weekend. What is it? $49. And you're going to get all 4 plays here tonight. Every NBA Major League Baseball play again tomorrow. One on Sunday. I am eyeing up another 5% top play, by the way. Max bet. I'm 3-0 in the postseason already. And if the number breaks the way I think it's going to tomorrow, we will have that 5% up for you. So take advantage of the 3-day all access pass, $49. All sports, all plays, just $49. That includes tonight's top plays. All right, we're going to do a combination of predictive markets and NBA rundown because, well, I think this is a shining example here of something I'm looking at and the markets that I'm invested in. So I thought maybe for those of you that have been a little confused as to what is the predictive markets, how does it work with who I like to win tonight, how does it, what is the 48 cents, what does all of this mean? And I think there's a pretty clear path here for a game that's going to happen tonight and how it correlates to the predictive market. So tonight you've got the Knicks in a Game 3 on the road taking on the Sixers. Knicks currently slight plus money tonight. Philadelphia, the favorite, minus 120, minus 125. Now, if you're of the mindset that you like the Philadelphia 76ers to get one back here tonight, and I do, I happen to like the Sixers to get one back here tonight, well then, okay, I can lay the minus 125. But that doesn't mean there aren't predictive markets that you can jump in that won't be final tonight, but where you can really jump in. And what do we say always? Buy low, sell high, right? Sports books pay you for being right. And that'll happen tonight if you lay the money line on either the Knicks or the Sixers. But the predictive markets, they pay you for being early. And they're all correlated here. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's look at the Eastern Conference Championship price right now. You've got the New York Knicks hovering around 52 cents to win the East. 52 cents. Well, what the hell does that mean? Well, 52 cents correlates. Got a little conversion board here for you. 52 cents, as you can see on the board, is about minus 108 at the sports books, okay? Minus 108. So if you think the Knicks are going to win the Eastern Conference, whether it's Detroit or Cleveland or what, it ain't going to be Cleveland, but let's say Knicks win this series, you still like them to win this series, which I do. And if you like the Knicks to end up winning the East, well, they're at almost even money, minus 108 right now. But here's the rub, right? If the Knicks lose tonight, like I think they're going to do, I'm going to back the Sixers, minus 125 tonight, and that's my sportsbook side. I'm going to cash that ticket tonight, Sixers win. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up and based upon the probability of where the Knicks are priced right now, likely be the same thing for game number 4, then when we wake up tomorrow, the Knicks, that Eastern Conference price is going to be 43 cents, right? Because the market has to move, not because the Knicks suck or they don't have a chance to win the East, but because the market has to reprice it because their path and their probability has changed. And that, folks, is where the edge lives. So if I like the Knicks to win the East, I don't want to bet them tonight at 52 cents. I want to bet Philadelphia to win tonight because that correlates to the Knicks dropping in the Eastern to win the Eastern Conference market. And now all of a sudden at 43 cents, I'm at plus 133 for the Knicks to do just that. So that is one of the correlated markets to a play that I'm going to make tonight. I like the Sixers on the money line tonight. And you know what? I still like this the Knicks to win the East. So guess what? I'm going to jump in tomorrow in that market and grab them at 133. Why? Well, because from that point, if they win game 4, which I think they likely will, guess where that price is going? It's going to go back up. And if they win this series, then the likelihood of that number continuing to rise is really good. So it's all about the correlation between the plays that I make tonight and the predictive markets on when I'm buying in and how I'm buying in. Now, the same thing here could be said for the series price. You have got right now Philadelphia at 10 cents, 10 to 11 cents right now in the series. If Philadelphia wins this game tonight, like I think they're going to, you buy in on 10 cents in this market right now, and there is a good chance that you're going to wake up tomorrow and guess what? That this market is going to double. All of a sudden, Philadelphia is going to be in the 20-cent range here. Not because they're going to go ahead and win it and overtake. It's not what I'm saying. I don't care whether or not they actually win the series. The only thing that I care about is that I am buying them at 10 cents tonight. I am buying them to win the game tonight. And I am buying the fact that I can likely jump in for 10 and then sell it tomorrow for 20 cents. That is how you use the predictive markets. You correlate them to the future bets of what the market should do and how they reprice. We are buying repricing. We are not buying it actually to happen. Don't care. Don't think the Sixers are going to win the series, but that's not really what I'm investing in. I'm investing in the 10 cents because I need them to win tonight because I know that market is going to reprice tomorrow. Play the minus 125, play the series, get out tomorrow. Win this game tonight, you can get out tomorrow, and guess what? I can still bet the New York Knicks to win the East only if I wait 24 hours and the Sixers win like I think they're going to. Guess what? Bingo, you're going to get the Knicks at a much lower price than you would have if you jumped in today. That is all we're saying about the predictive markets. The math makes sense. It's a way to hedge and leverage your betting opportunities here. And if you're going to play the Sixers tonight, one way or the other, then why not invest in a couple of predictive markets that are going to allow you to make money on top of the minus 125 on the money line that you're already going to play? That's the concept with the predictive markets. So why would I want to get involved in the predictive markets? Well, that's why. Because one bet could make you money in 3 different markets. So why if you're going to bet one, might as well bet the other 2 and invest in them, because that is the beauty of the predictive markets. I am not buying outcomes in the predictive market. I am buying repricing. Doesn't matter if the Sixers lose the series, not what I'm betting. I am betting repricing here, guys, and that is the concept of the predictive markets. So there you got it. All right, we did NBA. The Prez gave you the NHL, so that means we've got a Major League Baseball rundown that we have to go through, and we've got a ton of games here today and some very interesting series. I mean, my goodness, is anybody going to beat the Tampa Bay Rays right now? They are absolutely on fire. Well, I got to tell you, I'm shocked the Red Sox money that's been coming in right now. And the Red Sox at home lost game 1 of that series last night rather easily, too. They got Connor Early on the mound here going up against Schlotens, who's also another one of these pitchers nobody has heard of for the Rays. But you know what? Does win games, and they win games because the Rays are fundamentally sound here. And I like them at plus money. Call me crazy. I'll take the Rays to keep rolling here. Marlins got it done for us last night against the O's. They got the Nats at home here today. Snelling against Griffin. Yeah, I'm going to take the under in that game there. I like Reed Detmers, but I wouldn't bet him more than the first 5 because I think the Angels' bullpen is trash. I do think the Athletics, coming off a smackdown of the Phillies last night, I think the Athletics, who are in Camden taking on the O's, I think they're a live dog here tonight. I think the Reds, with Lodolo on the mound, also good to go here tonight. I think the Phillies bounce back and handle business there against the Colorado Rockies. I do like, call me crazy, the White Sox over the Mariners. I like the Yankees on the road over the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Cubs, 10 straight wins. I think you can make it 11 against the Rangers here tonight. Brown against Kumar Rocker. I like the Diamondbacks to handle business against the Mets. I think the Braves handle the Dodgers. I think the Padres bounce back against the Cards. And I like the Pirates to beat the Giants there. That is your Major League Baseball rundown. And that'll do it for this week here, guys. Certainly appreciate the time. Of course, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Become part of the WagerTalk TV family. Prez will be back on Monday. Brian Power will be here. And we will have the brand new single from the Three Sharps. Yes, Brian Power Day on Monday. His new hit song will be world premiered. It's called Dumpster Fire, and you are not going to want to miss it, guys. That's happening on Monday. In the meantime, best of luck. Do not be shying away from the predictive markets because you don't understand them. The concepts are easy, and there is no reason, if you're right, on a money line play or a spread play, that you can't make money in the predictive markets on that same bet there. A lot of opportunities, guys. We're going to do our best to point you in that direction as we move on. But in the meantime, best of luck to the plays here tonight. We'll see you again on Monday for the premiere of Dumpster Fire here by the Three Sharps on the best betting show ever. Good luck. Enjoy tonight. We'll see you again on Monday.